Welcome to Market Recap Live. I am your host, Joseph Martin, and I have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We are taking a look at ticker MU. You might know them better as Micron Technology. Micron Technology Incorporated started in 1978 as a semiconductor design consulting firm in the basement of a dental office in Boise, Idaho. Now they are an industry leader in innovative memory and storage solutions in the semiconductors space, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Micron Technology primary competitors are Samsung Electronics, SK Hynix, and Western Digital. So today we are going to review Micron Technology earnings and take a look at their website. Now let's do our roll call and check out our stream poll. All right. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. So let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put a FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get to these earnings for Micron. Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU, the $519.68 billion information technology leader, reported its second quarter 2026 earnings March 18th, 2026 today. MU is listed in the semiconductors and related devices industry inside the information technology sector. They have a 52-week high of $471.34 and a 52-week low of $61.54, which is a trading range of $409.80, and closed today at $461.73. Micron Technology earnings report beat on the top line and beat on the bottom line, driven by a record demand for AI-related memory and tight industry supply. They reported revenue of $23.86 billion, which was higher than the market expectations of $19.61 billion. Their EPS were higher than the analyst and market expectations of $8.80 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $12.20. Micron Technology reported a GAAP net income of $13.79 billion, which is higher than the 1.58 net income they reported this same quarter last year, which is an increase of 772.78%. So for the second quarter fiscal year of 2025, their net profit was approximately 88.54% lower than it is compared to now, a year later. Micron Technology hit a 52-week high today of $471.34 from their 52-week low of $61.54, which took place in April 2025. This represents a percentage increase of 665.91% over a span of approximately 11 months. So if someone invested $1,000 at that 52-week low 11 months ago, they would currently be seeing a gain of $6,659.10. The earnings were released after the market closed, followed by a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time conference call. The board approved a 30% increase in the quarterly dividend to 15 cents per share. All right, now let's look at a couple of things on Micron's website. And for your convenience, all the companies featured in tonight's stream are down in the description. So let's go to that. There we go. All right, now let's zoom in a little bit because you might be looking at this from your phone, but I'm gonna warn you about that in a minute. So let's review some of these pictures and details on their main page. Micron is the invisible layer powering AI. Innovation makes new solutions possible. Data center, client PC, automotive, mobile, memory and storage for industrial IoT solutions. Featured blogs. The power to do AI memory is the next energy efficiency frontier. Micron extends functional safety leadership from automotive to industrial markets. 5 things you need to know about AI at the edge, from data to intelligence, Micron's role in the AI revolution. Design tools, your future starts here. So that's for careers. And then US expansion. Building memory manufacturing in the US. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, right down here in the corner, we can see they have the about and the investors relations. And this is what we like to look at to learn a little bit more about the company besides just skimming over the main website page. By the way, this website is shorter than the one we scrolled the other day. I thought I was on social media. That thing just kept scrolling. All right. So about celebrating 45 years. Let me make sure I'm zoomed in, guys. Okay. Celebrating 45 years of innovation. Join us in celebrating decades of semiconductor innovation at Micron. Our journey has been marked by groundbreaking advancements in memory and storage solutions, and we are proud to play a foundational role in the transformative technology that shapes our world. Explore our legacy of innovation and excellence. So we got some quick links. Our company, awards and recognitions, sustainability, careers, press, blog, events, Micron glossary. I wonder if this is anything different from what we just read. Our company, we're world leader. Was that? I don't remember. Join us. And then if I click this, does that start off join us? No, it doesn't. About our company, we are a world leader in innovative memory solutions that transform how the world uses information to enrich life for all. For over 45 years, our company has been instrumental to the world's most significant technology advancements, delivering optimal memory and storage solutions for a broad range of applications. Micron corporate profile. We are a world leader in innovative memory solutions that transform how the world uses information. I think this is the same thing we just talked about. That's why I try to slow down a little bit. And if you want to review this, like I said, the links are down in the description. But some of this stuff they repeat, they just put it on different pages. That's why I'm trying to pay attention. Well, that's why I'm paying attention as we read this, so we won't be saying the same thing over and over again. All right, let's go ahead and look at the investor relations. I think we learned enough about the company. Okay, so earlier before I started the live stream, I looked over their website and I did not find the stock information being presented how we usually see it on these websites. This is a lot of information that you would have to read through, but the actual stock price, like the 52-week high and the 52-week low, the high, the low, the close, the trading range for today and things like that, even the chart that some companies show or provide on their website, I wasn't able to find that for Micron. I think I was able to find like the stock price somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. If I go to investor relations, there it is. This is the only area I was able to find the stock price for the company. You see how small that is. So it doesn't tell you what exchange they trade on. Like normally we'll see NYSE or NASDAQ. That's not there. They just have the ticker symbol, today's closing price, a change of 4 cents, and the percentage change of today, which was 0.01%. That's all I could find stock price wise on this company. So on their actual website. So let's go ahead and talk about the mobile limitations before we go over to the Thinkorswim platform. So before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. You lose critical detail and advanced platform features on a mobile screen. So be advised, trading from your phone is usually the least effective way for managing your assets. To see every detail, use a full trading platform and watch these streams on a computer or TV. Only use your phone as a last resort. Now let's look at the charts for ticker MU, Micron Technology. Monitor, there we go. All right, close this out. Let's go here. All right, here we go. And this is Micron on a 10-year. We do not need to see the 10-year, okay? Let's go to the 1-year chart, daily candles. So here we are. So this is 1 year. We're going to look at what happened today. So this is the candle for today. I want to do a little quick technical analysis. So it looks like they were trending sideways. They were in a sideways trend right here. So they were trending sideways for about 2 months in this range right here. So this is March. This is February. And these are the daily candles. They were pretty much in this trading range for the majority of the time. And then they broke out on March 16th. The date is down at the bottom of this crosshair. And I'm about to cut on the floating box because it's going to make it easier for you to follow me. So let me cut on the floating data box. Now, when I mouse over the candle, all the information you need to see will be right here in the box. So the date for this candle that I'm mousing over is at the top. So March 16, 2026 was when it closed outside of that trading range for the first time. And for the last 3 days, including the day it closed outside of this trading range that I drew on the chart, now they're right here. So this is where they hit the 52-week high today of $471.34. So let's read the candle information, the candle information for today. So Micron opened at $464.76. They reached a high of $471.34. They had a low of $458.30 and closed today at $461.73, which is a trading range of $13.04. Their trading volume for today is down at the bottom in this box. And it says, let me mouse down so you can see this is where I'm at. So they had a trading volume of almost 59 million shares of this stock was traded today, okay? And when we look at the volume percentile, the rank percentile label that I use right here, out of the last 250, is it 252? Right, 252 trading days, only 5 days out of the last trading year had more volume than today. That's extremely high. That's great. So that was bullish, but we're at a high right now. And they just broke, well, they didn't just break out of it. They broke out of this trading range 2 trading sessions ago before today. So that's what I see on the charts for Micron. So let's see what else we got going on over here on the chat. So let's talk about the community support. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys would share the stream, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description and on the ticker. Chat's kind of quiet, but we gonna move it on. S&P 500 and market close. Let's look at that. All right, let's go back to the charts with the ticker. Here we go. All right, so now that we're back on the charts, we're going to look at the SPY. Put that ticker symbol into the symbol box. And now we are looking at, cut the floating box off, the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. If someone wants to track the performance of the S&P 500 index. And for the last, no, today, because even yesterday, they closed within that trading range that we drew on the chart. So today they closed definitively outside of the trading range that we had drawn on the chart for the technical analysis. Okay. So it closed convincingly outside of that trading range with the volume on the rank percentile of 69%. So only 78 days. So 78 days in the last 252 trading days had higher volume than today. And let's get our floating data box back on so we can read the information about today. So the SPY opened at $668.36. They had a high of $669.72. They had a low of $661.19, and they closed today at $661.43, which is a trading range of $8.53. And if we go down to the trading volume, which we just discussed, at least with the rank percentile, they traded 82 million shares of this stock today. So they had some activity for sure. And they're coming down to this moving average line. And that moving average is, I believe that's 100. I got to pull this up. Let me see. Cut the floating box off. Let me see if it mentions up. That's the 200. So this is the 200-day moving average, this white line right here. And the green line, that is the 9-day moving average. So this is a simple moving average 9-day, and this is a simple moving average 200. And you can see this information at the top. So you can see where I'm looking at. Right there where it says 200 and over here where it says 9. It's bouncing because as I move the mouse, it changes with each candle that it goes over on the crosshairs. That's why it's bouncing around. So at least you know why that's happening. All right. But this ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the index's performance, the S&P 500 that we had talked about. All right. So now let's look at today's winners and losers. And first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right. I was about to say something I need to say. Let's move on to the winners and losers of today. Let me pull this up on the chart so you can see it. Right there. All right. So we're going to go over to the Market Watch tab. And I already have this pulled up. So I normally walk through this, but I already have it pulled up. So the S&P 500, that is the watch list we are looking at. I already tapped the percentage change. So we're on the highest percentage loss today in the S&P 500 index watch list. So the biggest loser for today is ticker CVNA. Company looks like the description is Carvana. So Carvana lost 7.49% today. They had a previous close of $314.74 yesterday, and today they closed at $291.17, and that's what gave it the 7.49% loss. So let me pull up the calculator for the hypothetical. If someone invested $1,000 at the previous closing price and lost that 7.49%, they would have a loss of $74.90. So we negate that and add back our $1,000, and it'd show you how much would be left out of that $1,000 investment from that loss. So it would be $925.10. So let's look a little closer at this company. So we're going to highlight it and go over to analyze. Now that we're over here, we can see that ticker Carvana, CVNA, that's the ticker, and they are in the consumer discretionary sector. Let me take me off the screen so we can read this company profile information. The official name of the company is Carvana Co. Here's their website. The link for their website is down in the description, and we are going to read this description for the company right here on the Thinkorswim platform. Carvana Co., together with his subsidiaries, operates an e-commerce platform for buying and selling used cars. It provides vehicle acquisition, inspection, and reconditioning, online search and shopping experience, financing, complementary products, logistics network, and distinctive fulfillment experience, and post-sale consumer support services. The company also operates auction sites. Carvana Co. was founded in 2012 and is based in Temple, Arizona. Put me back on the screen. And now we're about to go to the Carvana website, their official website. Look at Shaq. Shaq making some money, ain't he? Okay, let's zoom in. load this up and take this ticker off. We don't need that ticker. There we go. All right, so shack size selection. You got him some keys. You want to get this car real quick? Find your perfect match. So we're looking around because we already know what's going on. They got the car thing going on. So we're looking for some information about the company. We're going to browse over the website. Remember, the link is down in the description for your convenience. Popular vehicle styles, SUVs, sedans, truck, they got everything. I can just see it from here. Convertibles, wagons, finance with Carvana. No credit impact. View real payments while shopping. Sell or trade your car. Get real offer in under 2 minutes. We've lowered prices to give you more savings. Affordable cars available now. Now. Carvana Value Tracker. Cars under $20,000. Shop great deals. Shop by delivery date. Shop fuel efficient. Carvana Value Tracker. Look at there. Stay up to speed on your car's value. Carvana Insurance built with Root. Insurance coverage in 3 clicks. Rivian, Tesla, Chevrolet, Nissan. Okay. So you can browse popular makes and models, browse by styles, or browse by locations. So you can just figure out where they are and look at what they have at those locations, of course. All right. So you got the financing, sell, trade, about Carvana. So this is where we are looking for the company information and the investors information. Okay, I can see it. Investors is right here and about us is right here. So let's read about the company. About us. Why Carvana? Get the car without the car salesman. Get that dude out of here is what they saying. Your experience doesn't end once you get the keys. Our goal is to make sure you have peace of mind when it comes to your new ride. 100% online. Shop our wide range of affordable vehicles from the comfort of your home. Plus, there's no bogus fees, so you can find the right car at the right price. Search all vehicles. Pick up your car or have it delivered. Sounds convenient. With Carvana, you decide how and when you'll receive your ride. Have it delivered right to your driveway or pick it up from one of our car vending machines. That's what that thing is. Car vending machine. From snacks to rides, huh? Your choice. View how it works. We're looking out for you. Inspect it and recondition. 7 days to love it or return it. That's a nice little thing they got right there. Return policy. Okay. Might have to read the fine print, but I like the idea. So let's go over to investors. We are in the investors relations section. Do I need to zoom in? Did they zoom us out? Yes, they did. So here's 150%. Remember, if you're not tuning in from a television or a computer, it might be hard for you to see it. So I'm zooming in for you. So investors relations, you got the stock price. So we know right where to go for the stock information. So that's normally where we go. And that's where we have to go because there's nothing else really pretty much here. Now you see, I just clicked on that and I don't see the stock information. They say share price chart. It did not pop up. So let's try this again. Investor relations. Shareholder letter, investor materials, investor relations homes, investor relation homes. So this is where I click. So you can see right here, it says stock price, stock info. I'm about to click it. You see that? Nothing came up. Now I'm thinking this is where the stock information should be at. The stock price with the high, the low, the close for the day, the chart, if they're going to put it there. So I'm highly disappointed in this. Because they got a section saying that they're going to give you something and it's not there. All right, so let's move on. And this was the biggest loser for today, by the way. But we did so bad today. Let's take all the stock information off the website. I hope that ain't what they did, but it's just a funny thought. All right, so let's look at the biggest winner for today. So let me set that up and not put you through all of that while I'm getting that together. Hope y'all had an awesome day, because I did. I'm much better prepared tonight than I've been since we started doing these live streams. So that's why I had this smile on my face, and I think I spoke too soon, because this next company looked like we're gonna have a doozy on our hands with me trying to pronounce all this stuff, but we gonna get it together. So let's go here. There we go. All right, so now we're moving on to tonight's biggest winner. And the ticker symbol is LYB, LyondellBasell something. All right. I should have looked it up. This is the one thing I missed. That's what I meant by I spoke too soon. But let's just talk about the numbers. So they had a percentage increase of 5.62%. The previous close was $71.20, and they closed today at $75.20. So let's pull up our calculator for our hypothetical investment of $1,000. So if someone invested $1,000 at this previous price and sold it today at this price, getting that 5.62% return, they should have seen a percentage increase. They should have received a ROI, return of investment, of $56.20. But let's do the math. Times 0.0562. There it is, $56.20. This would be the ROI. So this would be the return on investment you received, or someone received, on top of the $1,000 investment. So the $1,000 would have grown to $1,056.20. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the company by going over to the Analyze tab. So ticker symbol LYB, and they are in the material sector. And down here at the company profile that I am blocking, let me take me off the screen, we can see the company's full name. So we're going to try this out. I'm thinking this is LyondellBasell Industries, NV. This is the official company name. Here's their website, and the link for their website is in the description for your convenience. So let's read a little bit about this company and see if this is going to make me struggle. LyondellBasell, or Basel Industries, NV, operates as a chemical company in the United States, Germany, China, Mexico, Italy, Japan, France, Poland, the Netherlands, and internationally. It operates in 5 segments: olefins and poly. Look, this ain't even a language. You see them boxes? see how they do me? They be trying to get me. Americas. I'm gonna skip over Asia, international, intermediates, and derivatives, advanced polymer solutions, and technology. The company produces and markets olefins and co-products such as ethylene, aromatics, propylene, and butadiene. I don't know. Here we go. I'm not about to do it. I tried. I'm not gonna struggle. Okay, so let's go over to the official website, because that's gonna take some time. As far as like trying to pronounce that stuff, I gotta be a chemist to read that stuff. Oh, all right. You know how you ever seen like when a pharmacist write a prescription and you like, it's like gibberish. I don't know if they go to school to scribble that mess or what. Necessary cookies. See, they ain't even give you the option to like say no. All right, so we zoomed in. All right, so this is the biggest winner for today, and we're going to browse over their website. So at the top, I'm going to try to see if I see any, not try to see. We're going to look to see, here's the investors information. Let me see if we see about us. I see contact us, but I don't see about us for the company. Here it is. Who we are is similar to about us. So we can see that information is at the top, but we're going to scroll down and see if it's at the bottom as well. Remember, the link for this website is in the description for your convenience. If you want to slow it down or speed it up, that's on you. Xavier, I'm just now looking up, my brother. So let me pull this up. I hope you're still here to get this shout out. Guys, X here. He's here. This is my life insurance agent. So the link down in the description, this is the young man who takes care of me, okay? And he's here tonight. So shouts out to my insurance agent. This is my guy. So he said he was going to be here. He's here. Appreciate you, X. And I hope you're still here to get this shout out, because I've been on a roll, my brother. I'm all locked in tonight. But I appreciate you. Let me move back to the website. Ticker cam, monitor cam. Okay. All right. Xavier Scott. That's who you guys need to get with, Xavier Scott. Okay, solutions for a better tomorrow. We aim to unlock value for our customers, investors, and society. Empowerment Proof Winter with LYB. Winter brings two sides of everyday life: adventure in the elements and safety at home. LYB materials make both everyday edge and everyday comfort possible, enabling performance and protection all season long. What does this have to do with chemicals? I'm interested to try to figure out. Purell medical grade polymers expand in North America. The Purell portfolio is available in North America. Yeah, this chemical stuff, boy, you got to read to try to figure out what it is they doing and where they putting this stuff at. So top markets, we are a global leader in developing and supplying materials that enable packaging, health, and transportation solutions critical to our everyday sustainable living. View top markets. So they're involved in agriculture, consumer goods and lifestyle, consumer packaging, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, infrastructure, transportation. This company is involved in a lot of essential needs in our economy. This is what I mean by like browsing over these websites. You can get a great idea of who their customers are. So we are proud to deliver solutions for a better tomorrow through our extraordinary high quality chemicals, polymers, fuels, and technologies. So advanced polymer solutions, we offer a rich, diverse portfolio of materials and deep market knowledge that helps our customers succeed. Chemicals, the chemicals we produce are the building blocks for numerous products that advance modern living. Fuels, and as we can see, we can scroll through this more. I'm seeing these dots, maybe click here, okay. So remember, the links are down in the description for these websites for you to look through this and read. We can see it's an extremely large amount of information. Down here at the bottom, they do have the investors information, but I'm blocking it. So let me take me off the screen right here where it says investors. So we're going to go here and hopefully this will take us to the same place that we pointed out here up at the top, right here where it says investors. So we'll just go ahead and click here now that we at the top. And I'm going to go to the bottom and see if it's still there. So here it is. Click it. It takes you to the same page. I just wanted to show you that. So we are in the right section. So before I put my face back on the screen, let's see the stock information. So LYB, ticker LYB, does trade on the New York Stock Exchange. The closing price today of $75.20. They had a change of $4 today. They went up by $4. And the percentage change was 5.62%. Why invest? Now we can put me back on the screen because that won't block it. LyondellBasell develops, manufactures, and markets solutions for everyday sustainable living and applications that enable safe food, efficient transportation, advanced infrastructure, clean water, and quality healthcare. LYB is a global leader in the chemical industry and one of the world's largest producers of polymers. Our innovative polyphen technologies are utilized across the industry. We are building on our proven ability to achieve exceptional cash generation by focusing our business portfolio and unlocking value to deliver growing and sustainable shareholder returns. Okay, now let's see if we can find the stock information and the charts, because we seen earlier that the other website didn't offer that information like this. Let's go back to the top. Did I skip over it? Can we click on this? Let's click on this. It says, here it is. Okay. It's really faint, but that's the information. So we got the stock price, the change, today's open intraday high, 52-week high, volume, percentage change. And here's the chart information that they make available on their website. So this is a line chart, and this is the one you can't customize. We can change the time frame. So this is a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, year to date. So this is going to start January 2nd. Actually, it starts December 31st of last year. And then it has all of the days up until now. That's the year to date. And then you have a 1 year. So this is just going to cover a whole span of a year. Stock quote information is down here, but we're going to go ahead and look at this on the Thinkorswim platform before we wrap it up for tonight. So let me just pull them up on the Thinkorswim platform. So we already had them pulled up. We go back to the charts. They are on an extremely uptrend in the last 1, 2, 3 months. So they broke through this past resistance right here. So let me put that on the chart. So this was past resistance. They broke through it. They actually opened up higher when it came to that resistance. We can see it here. It was tested twice. So right here it was messing around with it. And the day before it broke above it, or gapped up above it, actually. Let me zoom in. So right here, this space. So we're looking at a 1 year, 1 day chart. So the space between, let me put the floating box back on the screen. So right here, the date for the candle I'm mousing over is at the top of this data box. So on March 11th, 2026, they closed right below that area of resistance at $67.50. And then the next day they opened higher, which was a gap up. There's no trading in between these two candles. So they gapped up and opened at $69.18 on March 12th. And today we're going to read their information that happened. Let me put this ticker up on the screen real quick. All right, so they opened at $72.75. They had a high of $76.10. They had a low of $72.42, and they closed today at $75.20, which is a trading range of $3.68. Their trading volume was extremely high compared to what they usually get. So they traded 9 million shares today in that stock. And for the rank percentile, only 21 days out of the last 252 trading days had higher volume than today. So that's what we got there. So let's wrap it up, guys. I appreciate everybody. So you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the whole life insurance link I have down in the description. And make sure you tune in weekdays following the market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and God bless.